Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Cask 529. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Shona.
And we're back with a pretty exciting blind or two tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, a couple blinds. We're going to do two of them. So Charles, who I'm sure you guys see in the chat, was nice enough to send us 4 different blinds. So we thought we would, look, I was so tempted. I've been dying to get into them. I'm not going to lie. So that's why this was last minute.
She has.
We had a previous engagement tonight, so I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do a live, but we made the decision that we'd just make sure we were home in time. And so because I couldn't wait to dig in.
And we're going to knock these 2 blinds out by 9.
Yes.
So everybody that wants can head over to SLB Drinks for their charity raffle tonight.
Yes, most definitely.
We do have a pretty awesome giveaway coming up.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess we will hit the chat up here real quick. I hit a couple of you guys. Charles, obviously, thanks for joining us tonight. Kevin, thank you. There's Bob and Carol, probably both. Mr. Richie J. Mr. Sandifer, Chris, thank you. And Russ, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. So, like I said, Charles sent these blinds to us. We do not know what they are. So we're going to review them. And
so double blinds.
Yeah, double blinds. Review them, taste them, pick our favorites, and then we're going to go to the second set.
The second round.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he did send us 4, so we're not doing all 4 tonight. We'll do 2 tonight and 2 another time. So anxious to dig in.
This is exciting because I just know these are going to be good. I just know.
Carol says you look good in your blue.
Well, thanks, Carol. I appreciate that.
Shoot.
Something had to make me look good.
Hey, yeah. I was telling everybody tonight he was my arm candy.
Cheers, Mrs. Lori J.
Yeah, cheers.
Tam, thanks for joining us.
This one smells really good.
Sweet.
Sweet, caramely,
really sweet.
A little bit of baking spice. I seriously had been waiting all day to dig into these. I've been super excited.
I wasn't quite ready to taste it, but I figured I'd better if I was not going to get left behind. I saw Shona going in.
Going in.
It's kind of thin.
A little bit thin, however, it's full of flavor. It has a lot of caramel and a lot of vanilla, a lot of baking spice, a little bit of char. The caramel is just staying with me on the finish. A very, very nice, smooth, very smooth pour.
Cheers to Stephen Scone. Thanks for joining us, Stephen.
Yes, cheers. I would say it's a little lower proof, but I don't mind that. It's a great, it's great flavors.
I gotta get that second sip.
Cheers, John. He is in Yorktown, Virginia. He's always out and about. Envious. He's traveling the world. Nice, smooth pour. I have no guesses on, what that is, honestly. I am going to guess it is a Kentucky because it has all that brown sugar, caramel, vanilla type flavors of a Kentucky bourbon. I really want to say it's a bourbon. After we get through going through this first round, I'll put up the giveaway tonight. I hope it's nice. I found it on Amazon. I'm like, let's try this one tonight.
Let's try it.
Just
So
a little
whoever
tease.
wins tonight
Just a little tease of what it might.
has to give us some feedback.
It's where he lives. I should have known that, John. However, I feel like you're always telling us cheers from a different area, like
John,
North
I
Carolina.
thought so,
or,
but I wasn't going to rain on our parade.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll let you do it.
I do really feel like you're always telling us some cheers from a different area, though.
Different side of the house.
Maybe. That one I had a lot of citrus on the nose. It tastes completely different than the first pour does. A lot of citrus notes, a lot of...
You already tasted it?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what you've been doing.
Getting some notes.
See, he'll be in Maryland on Monday and Tuesday. Thanks, John. Thank you. Thanks for having my back.
Again, I feel like it's thin.
It's lower proof.
It's so on the finish, and I know this isn't the case, but it almost tingled on my palate like carbonation would, and I know it's not that, but I kind of got that feel.
I can see how you're thinking that on this one. It is very different, very citrusy for me. It does have some char in it, a little bit of spice, but the citrus notes really come through on this one for me. Charles, this one really is different.
Stephen thanking us for checking out his video. Stephen, that was a good review on that. And I kind of walked away. Those Rebels hit here in the last week or so, and I left them because I didn't really know a whole lot about them. But I don't know. I'm rethinking that now.
I kind of like A2. I like that citrus pop. I like the little notes of caramel and vanilla that come through with the real char and a little bit of burn at the end. Not high proof, but it's just a little bit of burn at the end. It's kind of like a snap, crackle, and pop in your mouth.
Really, really different.
It is.
Unlike anything we've ever had.
I like it.
Cheers, Rob. Thanks for joining us tonight, sir.
So I am going to ask Bob and Carol, because he says no bourbon here tonight. We're working on a bottle of 2018 of, and I'm not going to butcher that and embarrass myself. So is that wine?
I'm guessing.
I'm guessing it's
kind
wine.
of a bubbly.
Yeah, some
I'm
type
thinking
of.
It's a bubbly.
Russ, nothing wrong with water.
Thanks, Mr. Ritchie. I thought maybe I was off my rocker because I'd never had that effect out of any bourbon.
No, but I completely, like when I said that snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah.
That's really what that one kind of does.
It's really different.
Yeah. I don't know what A2 is, but I really like it. It's very different.
I think it moves to the front just for the different factor.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, like a party in your mouth, kind of. A little pour. I better slow down because Bryan is still taking his little notes.
Good God. You act like you hadn't had anything to drink.
Well,
Okay.
the nose on number 3 is very intriguing. It's kind of a little bit musty, but not like a moldy cardboard or anything, but just like a musty smell. You know what? It's more of a yeast. So it's like when you're baking bread, it's just more corn yeast type nose. I like it.
Bob's answer to our question
Oh yeah.
was yes.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
And Carol is fixing food for the OSU game tomorrow.
Cool.
They have a special guest coming.
Yes, they do.
They do. A
They
very
do.
special guest.
I love the nose on number 3.
So when you're wearing your red tomorrow, Bob, will that be for Nebraska? Just asking. Just asking.
Bob, you never have to invite him back if you don't want, but I will be coming. Number 3 is fun as well. That corn yeast flavor comes through, but then it comes in with like a hint of, I would say, a cinnamon. It's very sweet the whole way through. Lower proof. I'm going to say all of these are lower proof. In the 90s, I would
So,
say all of them.
I want to just make sure I haven't completely lost it. Are they all thin to you?
Yeah, I would say they're all a thinner,
Yeah.
like, you know, more of a 90 proof range.
3 gives me on the finish
But they're full of flavor.
kind of a funk on the finish of it though,
I kind of got that on the nose,
but not on the palate.
but not on the palate. The palate was super sweet the whole way through. It was fun.
Charles, I'll stir that pot any way it'll go.
He does all the time.
Equal opportunity here.
Oh yeah, Brian did make some really great margaritas last night.
I'm not sure who he's talking about.
Carol saw that you made margaritas last
Say
night.
Cheryl.
Oh, who is Cheryl? Bob? Who should we know about Cheryl?
Yeah, Charles, a figure 8 guy. Carol, not Cheryl, he said.
Okay,
Sorry.
whew, good.
Oh yeah, we'll get her in on that.
Oh yeah, they were really good. Charles, this is a great lineup. I'm not sure what these are. I feel that they're all lower proof, but I'm telling you, they are all full of flavor.
Now, we have had thin that was really watery, and that's not what I'm getting here. They're just thin. They don't really coat like some of what we've had. The funk was gone on that one
Yeah,
that I had originally.
that's it. I did get it on the
So I
nose
wasn't
though,
sure what that was really weird. I wasn't sure what it was.
because it was a little bit musty on the nose. Remember I said
Yep,
that? So
yep.
I understand, you know, that might have
Yeah, I don't
got
know.
that, but I didn't get it on the palate.
So you going back through
I am, yes. But I am going to pop up here.
them? Steven said, "Don't tell Carol about Cheryl."
I am going to go to the giveaway so you guys can start entering while we're working through this second.
For the big, remember
Sad.
everybody. So this is a newbie giveaway for us. So whoever wins it has to give us some feedback.
Yeah.
And,
So it is, what you have to enter in the comments is ! whiskey, spelled with the EY. And it's a smoker set. It's not the same one Brian has, but I found this one on Amazon so that we could ship it directly to you. Kind of fun. It comes with 6 different woods. I think that you will have to buy the butane insert for the torch. I do not believe it comes with that, but it comes with everything else that is shown there. So
So just add butane.
it'll be fun. So make sure you get entered in for that. Bryan loves to smoke his whiskeys and his old fashions and stuff. I like it every now and then, but honestly, the smoked for me, I'm not super crazy about it, but he seems to really enjoy it.
I mean, to be fair, there's really one old fashioned that I make that I really like to smoke. I have smoked pours of bourbon just to kind of experiment. I don't dislike it, but it's not something that I need to make a habit out of doing. But that one particular old fashioned I make, I really like to smoke it.
I just got a note on this, and I am trying to. I know what it is. It's like molasses. I truly got a molasses type note on it that reminds me of horse grain, like the grain I would feed my horses, the molasses type grain with the corn and all that kind of stuff in it.
Thank you, Charles, for putting that reminder out. We appreciate that, sir.
Yes, thank you.
There's Becky W. in the chat. Thanks for joining us tonight. She wants to make sure you see her entry. She's in all caps.
She does. I was just with Becky. Well, I've been with Becky all day. We work together. However, this week was pharmacy week. And so we tried to celebrate the end of pharmacy week right after work with a little get together with all of our pharmacy teams all throughout the system. So we had a fun little get together, but it was a good time. So that's why we weren't certain if we were going to be able to do a live tonight, but it all worked out. I really like the nose on number 2 though. It's fun. So Steven, you're saying it sounds like a rum finish just because I'm getting that, like that molasses and stuff like that? A2. A2 is awesome. I really...
A2 took the lead for me. That's my one. That's my number one. And number one, A1, moved all the way to the back. It just, that thinness on one to me just remained thin. It didn't really present a lot to me.
So Mr. Richie J said he tasted a 42-year-old rum last weekend and it was unusual. Oh yeah, rum is molasses. Okay, you know what? I did not know that. So that's interesting.
I guess we should have asked. For some, he wouldn't have given us any hints. He wouldn't have. He's at home right now, laughing, saying these guys have lost it, and I got them.
I want to say I like all of these, but I love that snap, crackle, and pop type taste I'm getting with A2.
Mr. Richie, you can leave that bottle right where it's at.
I really like the molasses characters I get on A3. A1 is good. It is a nice solid pour, a lower proof, nice solid pour, but I think it has to be lasted. So I think we actually lined it up the same.
2, 3, 1.
Yep, 2, 3, 1. All right, let's find out what these
Going
are.
in. We're going in to see.
This is so fun. I just love this.
So fun.
Okay, so I'm going to start with A2 because that is what we put in first. Okay, get that away from the microphone. Sorry, guys. Okay. So A2, the second one we tasted, was James E. Pepper, the 1776 Straight Rye, 100 proof. Complex and flavorful, notes of mint, cloves, eucalyptus, chocolate and honey. It is their most popular whiskey, a great sipper, neat or on the rocks, and makes a perfect old-fashioned or Manhattan. I can definitely see that. I'm not going to lie. I didn't guess any of these were ryes, to be honest, though, because I would have guessed they were all bourbons.
Yeah, no way did that present itself as a rye.
So it is 100 proof, unfiltered. The mash bill is 95% rye and 5% malted barley, aged 3 to 4 years. Has a lot of awards and all that kind of stuff as well. I'm not going to read through all of that, but that is very, very interesting. We have a James E. Pepper. It's the bottled and bond. It was okay. I wasn't like super crazy about it, but this one, I really loved it. I loved how it just...
Yeah, I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay, so A3, which is our third one that we tasted, came in second for both of us. And it is Sir Davis Whiskey by Beyonce. Wow. Award-winning American whiskey founded by Beyonce Knowles Carter and crafted in partnership with Moet Hennessy and 5 times International Whiskey Competition Master Distiller of the Year, Dr. Bill Lumsden of Ardbeg. Okay. All right, Charles.
Ardbeg
And yeah, say that word.
Glenmorangie
Fame.
fame. Probably totally butchered that,
Butchered it all.
but hey.
So I'm going to go down. It is 88 proof. Aroma is a tangy orange mingled with soft sun-kissed raisins, a little spiced clove, cinnamon, ginger. I have skipped the words that I do not know what are. Taste is rich and buttery toffee. I can definitely see that with the cinnamon, the clove, the classic rye spice. I feel like I really failed Charles on these because it wasn't like a lot of spice forward. And so I didn't really think these were ryes at all, to be honest. But number 2 was really good. I was looking to see if they mentioned anything about the like molasses and stuff like that, but nothing in there with that. It was really good though. But it says it finished with ripe cherries. I didn't get that, but I am definitely going back in after we finish to see if I can get those cherries because I love that cherry note. Okay, and A1. See what we got. Gotcha. Yes, you did, Charles. You got us.
Sure did.
Okay, A1. Basil Hayden's Rye 10-year. So it is only 80 proof, and it was released in May of 2020. So, the nose, the flavor greets you as you bring it to your nose. Light oak and vanilla, absolutely. With slight hint of peanuts and banana foster in the background. I didn't really get that, but I definitely got the light notes of the oak and vanilla and the a caramel note as well.
Did you say, Mrs. Laura J said, did you say Ardbeg?
I believe, yes. Yes, Dr.
That's what you
Bill
heard.
Lumsden of Ardbeg.
Oh, of Ardbeg.
Yes. So
I just
faint
want to say
tobacco and
also
warm chocolate.
cheers to Michael Bortner. He snuck in the
Oh.
chat there.
Cheers, Michael Bortner. So what we put in last place was Basil Hayden's Rye 10-year. It was 80 proof, so that makes sense of why it was probably the thinnest
Is
of
that
it.
the one that we have?
No, we have the 10-year, the regular, the one
Mark left us?
left, and I cannot find it at the moment. There you go, Kentucky Straight Bourbon 10-year. That one was just released this year.
Gotcha.
Okay, all great. They all had great flavors, and Charles, you definitely got us.
You did. You
We
did.
hadn't tasted any of these, so thank you for sharing them with us. They were all enjoyable, honestly. I would be happy for anybody to pour any of these for me.
I would have never guessed that one was 100 proof. However, I definitely felt that they were all in the 80s.
Yeah, I was
Like the
guessing
other
in the
two were,
90s.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So let's
Yeah.
move these back, and then we got one more round to go. And if you are just joining us, we do have a giveaway that you can get entered. It's in the comments. If you enter !whiskey, whiskey spelled with the EY, we are going to be giving away that smoker kit that will ship to you from Amazon from us.
Cheers to Alan Adams. Cheers, Mary Borland. I'm guessing Rick may be in there somewhere, and I hadn't seen him. So cheers to everybody joining us now.
Cheers. Okay, on to Group B.
And if I could ask one more time, everybody, to please hit that like button, I certainly would appreciate it.
Yes. And I promise, we both promise we will be off of here by 9. So anybody that wants to go over to SLB for their charity, you will have time to. I know that's a big one for them, and it's great if all of us can help support that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, you ready?
Ready as I'm going to be. These are much darker than the first round.
They are. I didn't notice that when I was pouring them, but they are. George, welcome.
Cheers, George.
There's Rick. Hey, Rick.
Rick, thanks for joining us, guys. Cheers to both.
This is a nice sweet nose as well.
It is. It's a different kind of sweet.
It is.
What?
It's kind of, honestly, I'm getting banana off of it. With some caramel and a little bit of spice. This is fun. Fun little nose.
Now, that is definitely not thin. Oak heavy. Baking spice. I do get a little bit of sweet on the palate, but it doesn't jump out front and center.
That is delicious.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I'm writing notes after note. When
I
it first,
think the oak is what probably grabbed your attention.
the oak did, however, then the leather note that came through, it was then that sweet caramel that turns into like a brown sugared, like a caramelized brown sugar, like a tiramisu. Wow. Whatever number one is, it is delicious.
I just want to say to anybody that's just joining us, so what we've got going on tonight is we had 2 double blinds, 2 sets of 3. Viewer
Provided to us. Oh, sorry.
Charles
Yep.
sent these to us. Sent us 4 blinds actually, right?
He did, yes.
We're doing 2 tonight. Sean and I have no idea what we're drinking.
No
The first
idea.
one, he really threw us off track from anything we're used to, any route we're used to going down. This one, though, seems to be a little more
Oh my gosh, it's good.
in the ballpark.
This one just makes me light up. I have no clue what this is, but it is good.
Cheers, Husky Dog. Thanks for joining us. Charles, if you want to put that link back in the chat again tonight, please feel free to do so.
B1 is so full of flavor. It is hard to even pick out all the notes. I mentioned the first taste, I got some leather, the oak, the brown sugar, just like a caramelized tiramisu. This time I'm getting those same things, but I'm getting a lot of fruit notes, a lot of sweetness. The finish is just so good. I can't even put words. I am so anxious I want to rip open B1 right now and find out what it is.
That thing coats your palate incredibly.
Like, I'm hoping this isn't like a special release that you can never, ever, ever find or
Wow.
get, because B1, it's really good.
It's a little too oak forward, personally for
Oh,
me.
for you, because you don't like the oak like
me.
I like it.
However, everything else it's got going on really, really makes it.
It has almost a lingering tobacco note on it as well, but it's a sweet, sweet tobacco note. Gosh, B1 is delicious. I wish I could rip that open right
So
now.
good.
We could end the show right now because B1 is like
Well, we can't
awesome.
because we got more samples. Just calm down.
I know, it's so good though. Charles, thank you, because that's amazing. So thank you for sharing it with us.
I hope she can get that, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot on the nose on this one. I hate to say that because I love the coloring and stuff, but I just must not be able to.
That's got some nice brown sugar
Pick
on
it
the
up.
palate. Right on the start. It didn't hurt that I took a big old gulp of it either. Not sure what I was thinking.
Another great pour. This one is very oaky, very drying of the tongue. And I can't believe Bryan hasn't commented on that because it reminds me of my dry wine that I drink and he hates. But it's full of flavor.
I honestly had too big of a gulp to really
He's
dissect
trying to
it.
prevent from choking, I think.
Yeah, it was just, I took too much.
Oh, Matt, no, you know what? We were not scoring them. We were taking some notes of them. You know what? That's a great option to do for the next one. I will tell you that B1, the first one, if I was to score it, it would probably be right there at like the 94 mark.
Wow, really?
It was that good to me. I don't know what B1 is, but I can tell you that,
94.
and I've never scored anything that high, but B1 is, to me, completely amazing. This one, I really like too. Let me take another sip and I'll tell you what I'd probably score it at. But B1, definitely a 94 out of 100 for me. It was that good.
So, I didn't hear everything you said when you were putting me down about B2. But B2 is really appealing to me.
I'm shocked because of how it
It's-
dries
it-
your tongue.
it-
I love it. It's
See, I don't
good.
get that though. I get like a lingering, very slight brown sugar flavor on my tongue,
Yep, I get that.
which kind of creates some moisture. I'm not getting that drying that you thought I would get. I got drying on one. But, like I said, I still liked it.
B2 it's really good too.
Matt, yeah, exactly, 94. I've never heard her score anything
Never.
above maybe an 87, 88 at the most.
I can't tell you how good B1 was. It was that good. I cannot wait to find out what it was. B2?
B2 would be higher to me than B1. But that's me.
Right, that's you. It's good. I'm not going to lie. It does dry a little bit, but I like that. I love dry wines. I love that drying note, so that doesn't bother me. I get a nice tobacco note with it. I get a nice caramel note, a little spice with it, a lot of oak with it. It is very good too.
So when we were at AM Scott a month, 5 weeks ago, something like that, they had us scoring everything we were tasting. and the owner of AM Scott was in the audience, Tony, and Shona scored some, I don't remember what it was, but Shona scored something, first thing we tasted, like a 64.
It was.
And I thought the guy was going to fall out of his chair, and we were like, "Oh no, that's really good for her. That's a good number."
I did. I felt bad, but it's like I'm a little bit hard because you're always searching for that next best thing. Like I don't automatically give everything like 90s, 95s, and 100s because
generally in our score books for both of us, our high scores have generally been in the high 80s because there's going to be something better, and you can't score everything at a 98.
Right. Actually, Brian's is in the 80s. Mine's always in the 70s.
Yeah, that's accurate. I'd say that's probably
true.
accurate.
If you want to score really well with me, it's going to be in the 70s. If you score a 70 with me, it's solid. It's solid. But I am telling you what, B1, definitely I would score it probably a 94. It's amazing. This one, it's coming in right behind it. It's an 88. I don't know what Charles sent us, but I can tell you he sent this lineup.
This is fantastic.
It's a fantastic lineup.
Cheers to David Bays. I see him popping up in the chat. Dave, make sure you get entered in the giveaway.
Yes, please. And if you just
Unless you
entered,
don't-
please do it.
Unless you don't want it. Or go ahead and enter and win it and gift it at Christmas time.
Gift it. Christmas is right around the corner.
I really, 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 really like to.
You know, B2, you couldn't get anything off the nose though. And even
No.
when I
That's the bad part. Is there really isn't anything on the nose that
Yeah.
I'm getting.
So Matt, at the Cigar Blend actually rated the highest for me at AM Scott. I cannot remember the score to be honest with you, but
I
it
don't
did rate
either.
the highest. And I know that Tony was excited when he heard it.
Yeah, we'd have to go back and watch that. I'll
We'd
tell you
have
what,
to
he
watch
was so excited about her score on the cigar blend that he gave us 2 bottles to give away during the show.
Yeah. He was very happy.
It was a really, really good, that was a really good bottle.
Yeah. That, honestly, I don't know where everybody's from this evening. However, I will tell you, if you are ever in Ohio or near even Covington, where Party Source and New Riff is, I don't think it's very far in Ohio to get to AM Scott from there. Go and check out their Mayflower because it is amazing. The whole theater, it's 1920s, you know, back in the speakeasy time and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
They recreated, they put millions of dollars back into restoring this theater. Amazing, amazing place. Fun.
My question is, was Matt one of the guys, did Matt win one of those bottles
Matt
of
did.
cigar?
Well, no, Matt won a glass.
I know he won a glass, but I was thinking he won a cigar blend, but maybe not.
No. I know Rick did. Cheers, William Hall.
Cheers, William. Thanks for joining us.
I'm getting a little bit of citrus notes on number 3 with a little bit of burn. So I wonder if this is a little bit proofier.
Thank you, David Bass, for reminding everybody about the like button.
I think Matt has figured out that I'm a little bit hard on whiskeys. I knew it wasn't like a 24. Matt, I promise I'm not like super hard. I just want to.
It's pretty rough, Matt. It's pretty rough.
Well,
I don't want to score anything I'm making.
you guys have played my trivia. You know I'm out
That's-
for torture.
Facts right there.
This one, the spicy, I'm trying a little bit spicy on the nose, so I'm trying not to sneeze because it is tingling my nose.
Have you tasted it yet?
Not yet, but
Oh my God.
but when I smell it, I'm trying not to sneeze.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm done smelling it because I do feel like I'm going to sneeze, and I do not want to do that. Sorry, guys.
So Rick says, yes, I did win that bottle, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That was an incredible bottle, Rick. I couldn't believe it, really. everything they had that day was good. It really was. I mean, and you could tell they put a lot of care and a lot of love into everything they do, whether it's their bourbons and whiskeys, ryes, or the facility. The staff was phenomenal. Ownership was phenomenal.
So Brian and I had not even been there before. And so we had no clue how close the distillery was to the Mayflower. And it was within like 2 minutes,
Yeah, I was
probably
gonna say
2 minute
just
drive.
no more than a few minutes, as I was going to say.
So we knew that we wanted to buy whiskey, so we stopped at the distillery before we went to the Mayflower because we didn't know how it was set up. We didn't know that you could still buy the whiskeys at the Mayflower too.
Because they have a second retail
They do.
facility right
But
there.
we had no clue about that. The lady at the distillery was so sweet. She was like, oh, yeah. She goes, well, we do not have this cigar batch here. However, Tony was saving some back, a handful back.
For you guys.
For you guys. And so we went, we purchased what we wanted to at her place, and then we rode over and got brunch and stuff at the Mayflower. And I don't know what he's looking for. So anyways.
Bardstown, you talk, I'll look.
So when we got to the Mayflower, we walked into their little shop, and the girl greeted us, and she's like, oh yeah, she just called here. She told me you guys wanted a cigar batch to take home. Here it is. And like, she was super friendly. And I mean, they communicate just like that. And it's so like a little small community. They were great. They were, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better experience. I honestly cannot wait to go back.
So, maybe we finished that bottle of Bardstown we had.
What
I
was
don't
it?
see it anywhere.
I don't know what you're looking for.
Bardstown. We had a bottle of Bardstown.
The bottled and bond?
I don't know what it was.
It was bottled
I
and
needed
bond.
to see the bottle. At any rate, Stephen, we have had one Bardstown here. I don't think
It was
that
the bottled and
it was
bond.
bottled and bond, so it was not the one you're asking. We tasted one other Bardstown, and if Kevin or Chris are still in the chat, they would know which other Bardstown we had because they allowed us to taste theirs. I can tell you though that both the bottle we had and the bottle that they had that we tried were both phenomenal. I would take a shot at any Bardstown just based on the two we had. Rick said Troy, Ohio is 9 hours from him. So when you leaving, Rick?
Yeah, so when you leaving? Well, it's only like 2.5 hours from us. We'll meet you there.
We can take a nap before we go.
B3 is awesome too. Are you feeling this?
B3 is my number one, I think.
I don't know if it's my number one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be B3, B2, B1. I think they're reversing.
I am so anxious to find out what this line is because I think Charles really spoiled us on this line. I am telling you, all of these are delicious.
So my question, and I may have missed some of the chat here, so I apologize if I did. Husky Dog, though, says, can't wait for them to put out the next batch in December. Are you talking about A.M. Scott and the cigar blend? And if so, Husky Dog, are you in Ohio?
So, I do know that Mr. Richie J does want a cigar batch. So if they are putting that one out in December, we do need to try to get down there. And we will try to pick up any of that if anybody is interested in their cigar batch because it is good. I will tell you that also High Bank Distillery, Whiskey Ward, the one that we absolutely love in Columbus, I think next month is putting...
They've got
October
a release
31st
of
or
theirs.
November, I forget.
They've got a release of their cigar blend coming very
It's
soon.
in November, isn't it? It's really good too. I love the cigar blends, all of them. Honestly, I love the finished bourbon or finished whiskey, whichever it qualifies in. They are all good. I don't even know if I want to go back through these because I'm afraid I'm going to be
Well, don't do it. I'm going back.
disappointed.
Maybe you should just talk while I do it.
No, I love all. The Beeline's amazing, Charles. I can't even tell you how amazing it is. I don't even want to know the proof points of some of these because I can tell you my nose got really warm on a couple of them.
Cheers to the I'm going to guess it's West Virginia bourbon guy. Thanks for joining us tonight. And
Yes.
if you haven't, okay, you've entered the giveaway. Good deal. So cheers and thanks for joining us.
So
Okay, Chris says
sorry.
that the Bardstown we had was the collaborative series, 4 Square, and it's a rum finish. So those are the only 2 Bardstowns that we've had, and like I said, they were both phenomenal.
So the bottle we purchased was only like in the $40-$50 range that bottled and bond that Brian and I had. But I know the one that Chris and his group had was in the $150, $60 range.
I believe, yes.
It was one of the higher level ones, but both of them were really good.
So Husky Dog says yes, he has had that, and no, he's in Indiana in MGP's backyard.
Oh, gotcha. I love MGP though.
So he's really not that far.
No. I know a lot of people criticize MGP products, but I can tell you High Bank uses all MGP products at the moment, and we love everything they're doing with them.
Charles says you've been drinking hazmat. He did not say that. He did not say that.
What did he say?
He said no hazmat.
No hazmat. I can tell you my nose is tingling, so that tells me that these are higher proofs
I can
for
tell
sure.
you that I can hear her nose tingling.
I can tell you whatever is in B is a lot higher than what was in A.
Shona is enjoying these.
I am,
For
very
sure.
much.
Of course, she pre-gamed a little bit tonight. A little bit.
Sorry, I wanted to taste it to make sure I didn't change anything. So my pre-gaming, we have a really cool little place downtown that they just opened, I don't know, a couple years ago, less than 2 years ago probably. But my first beer, I love to support local breweries and stuff like that. Because I love beer too. I mean, if you give me any type of alcohol, I love it, to be honest. So it was flat. It was really flat.
It was, and it was a beer we've had before, and we really liked it. And it was, neither one of us said anything until it was
No.
gone. And she was like, "Are you getting me another beer? Something different."
Yeah, do not get me that one again.
And I said, "It was really bad, wasn't it?"
I'm like, yeah.
Because I thought it was me.
Because Brian and I, when we go out to eat, whatever we're doing, we do not complain. We're just those people. We will not complain about whatever it is. If you put it in front of us, we're
No.
going to eat it and just
make it
be
go
happy
away.
with it. And so I'm just like, please don't get me that one again. And so he brought me another one. It was good. It was good, but I'm not going to lie to you. I was really wishing they would have some whiskey or something, a wine, something, anything besides beer, because at that moment, none of their beers were anything like what we can get in Wilmington, per se. If Bob and Carol's still on here, they were not good Wilmington brewery beers that we can get down there.
Breweries in Wilmington are incredible. Hey, I want to interrupt for 1 minute. Husky Dog, actually making a, I'm guessing you meant 6-foot glass tabletop for MGP.
Oh, awesome.
I do woodworking as my full time. I have my own shop. I'm curious to hear more about that.
Yeah.
Actually, and is that something you're in? Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's great.
So
Connect
that's-
with us.
that's pretty cool,
I would love to hear about that too.
If so, I mean, you've got our email. I'd like to see some pictures of that. I don't know if you saw it earlier.
So Bob, no,
Charles.
we were not with Bill tonight. It was pharmacy week, and so I was down there with all my pharmacy staff and other pharmacy staff from all areas of the hospital system.
The entire chain, I guess.
And so there wasn't a slew of people down there. However, we did have fun, but no, Bill
We
was
did
not.
see from a distance, and he didn't see us, but we did see Adam while we
Yeah,
were there.
we did.
Charles said, we can all hear her nose tingling.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I love it. I love it.
Charles, next time don't send these ones. No, just kidding. Send me the whole bottles.
She doesn't mean that.
I do
Charles.
mean it.
She's
Send me
being
the whole
greedy
bottles.
now. She's just being greedy.
All right, I have my lineup.
So one has improved for me, but I still am going to stick with what I'd said, B3, B2, B1.
All right, so I have B1 in first, and he has it in last.
But then we're the same. So that's the
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and open B1 because I've been dying to know what it is.
Now, I just want to say that B1 is really oak heavy, which is not
Oh.
a characteristic that I like. Shauna loves the oak. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that she moved that to her first.
So Charles, the rating on B3, I have it as a 90. It is whatever you sent us with the B line, I will tell you, have rated the highest I've ever had rated.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what these are.
These are phenomenal. They're great. I have had some rate high in the 80s, but I'm going to tell you whatever's in this B line is good.
I want to say that I think Bob maybe has had a little bit too much of whatever it was they were drinking tonight, because earlier Carol was Cheryl, and now Bill is beer. He wants to send Blair's breakfast stout back with beer.
Oh, good. Let me know, and I'll Venmo you money. Because I love Wilmington.
Love that breakfast.
I do.
Love that breakfast stout.
Okay, B1 is actually Heaven Hill grain to glass.
And you didn't like that when we had it.
But they have like three different types.
Okay,
Three different
let's
types.
see which one you got.
It's the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and I don't know which ones we've had. Hey, Chris, if you
Yeah,
are
I'm not
still
sure.
on here, can
Which
you
grain to
tell
glass
us?
did you have?
Yeah, which one you had? That you and Kevin brought last Friday.
Chris is putting a plug in for the breakfast stout right now.
Oh, so Bob, we shared one can of breakfast stout with Chris months ago, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good." So yeah, if you could send some back with Bill, that'd be great.
I
If
wanna
not,
give-
please bring us some back at Thanksgiving.
I also want to give a shout out to Troy from Baker Drinks. Thanks for joining us,
Yes,
Troy. We
thank you.
appreciate you coming.
Okay, so my first place, Brian's last place, is the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. We have 8 more minutes, so we got to get this done. Proof is 107. Mash bill is 52% corn, 35% rye, 13% molded barley. All I can tell you is this pour for me has scored the highest of any pour I've ever had. It is delicious, and unfortunately, I don't know if I can get this one anymore.
So you need to check that store up north, because they had a few bottles of one of those sitting on the floor up there.
Oh,
I didn't pay attention to the label. I just recognized the bottle.
we're going to the lake, guys. We're going to the lake. Okay, B3 is in Brian's first place, my second place.
I appreciate that, Troy. We're trying to make it quick tonight, though, because we want everybody to be able to get over to SLB's charity show tonight.
Charles, you are one sneaky person.
Another grain to
It is
glass.
Heaven
That's gonna
Hill's
be all three
Grain
of
to
them.
Glass Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. Brian's first place, my second place.
No. That's B3. Yeah, that's my first place. That's so good. Oh my God, that's good.
132.2 proof. Now I know why my nose is tingling. 36% rye, 24% corn, 13% malted barley.
That's phenomenal.
Again, another great pour. You're is.
Rethinking those green glasses now, aren't you?
I didn't really taste them. I really had no comments on them, honestly.
Good stuff.
Because as you guys know, when Brian's up here with the guys, I'm the moderator. I was feeling okay last Saturday morning.
I was too.
Ask Brian and Chris and Kevin in the comments how they were feeling.
I think we all were. I think we all were feeling good. I think Chris went and rode dirt bikes, as a matter of fact.
Okay, B2, my last place, Brian's second place. Heaven Hill, great to the class, Kentucky Straight Wheated Bourbon Whiskey. This makes me a little sad because it came in last place for me.
So Kevin said that the one we had was the Kentucky Straight Whiskey, which is probably that.
No, this is the wheated.
Okay, what was the first one you opened?
The straight whiskey was B1, which was my first place, your second
so
place.
that's the one you had of theirs.
Yep. So 121 proof. It came in third for me, second for Brian. 52% corn, 35% wheat, 13% malted barley.
I just want to confirm that Chris just confirmed that he did in fact go ride dirt bikes that morning. So we weren't that bad.
Yeah, how was that, Chris?
I recovered well overnight, that 3 hours of sleep I got.
And you know, I purposely sent Brian out bourbon hunting to 3 different places because I knew he was feeling that great.
She did.
Well, I stayed at home. And I did feel great.
I got to tell you, on my way to the first store, bourbon hunt, I was thinking, God, I hope I don't get pulled over.
Okay, guys, I am going to go ahead and close the entries. That is exactly
Matt,
how
come
it
on,
was.
man. That's rough.
I'm closing the entries. I'm going to pick the winner for the thing because we only have a few minutes left before the next SLB's thing.
I apologize that we cut this so short tonight.
Becky, you are the winner of the smoker. Becky, are you still in the chat? Because if you do not comment, then you
SOL.
are SOL, and I have to pick another winner. I will give you 1 minute.
Chris said he was still drunk, so it helped his riding. I feel that, Chris, because like I said, when I went to the first store, I was like, wow, I should still be home.
While we are waiting on Becky, I just want to thank everybody, and I really want to thank Charles. This is a great lineup. I enjoy actually getting to taste lower proof ones because I love picking out the flavors in the lower proofs. And so thank you for sending us these.
Cheers, Mark. Thanks for joining us, sir.
But I really appreciate the whole line of these Heaven Hill. It's funny how they taste different when you're tasting them with different whiskeys, but when you're tasting them all together, I could tell that they were much higher proof because of my nose, and I can tell that you all can tell because of my voice because these were a lot higher proof. Those were good though. I will tell you, I'm not sure how much they cost because Brian and I have not. I think they're around the $100 range.
These grainy glass, I believe they're in that range.
To me, I would pay $100 for those. That could be wrong. Yep, she's here. So Becky is here. So Becky, I will get those shipped out to you. Becky, I'm not going to lie to you. I know that we work together.
I didn't have your address,
yeah.
Becky.
Can you text me your address so I can get that shipped to you? Thank you. Appreciate it.
So
Congratulations. I cannot wait for you to smoke a cocktail.
Mr.
And I want to
Rich.
hear all about it.
Mr. Ritchie said, Matt B., how did you not win? He is a pretty lucky fool, Mr. Ritchie. He wins a lot of stuff.
Who does? I'm sorry.
Matt B.
Oh, Matt B does. Yeah. I'm going to be working on his tasting binder and getting his Eagle Rare shipped out for Monday.
So guys, I know that you guys at home are not tasting what we're tasting, and Charles is sitting at home laughing at us.
He is
because
laughing
he
at
knows
me.
what
I
we're
know
having.
he's laughing at me.
But thank you so much for joining us.
We
when
really
do
appreciate it.
these. And we know that this is generally a Tuesday we do these, but Shona just couldn't wait. Possibly next Friday,
I think we're going to get
Possibly.
the guys back together.
we're going to have the old gang back together.
Maybe at our house, maybe at Mark's house.
Possibly on location elsewhere. Not
Yeah.
positive yet. All those details haven't been worked out, but they're in works. I don't even know what we're having. There's been lots of talk on that even.
I believe I seen Mark in the chat
Mark
though.
is in the chat, or
So-
he was.
Mark, if you are still in the chat. Oh, there's Mike.
He says him and Mike are sipping on an Old Forester rye. My guess is they're in a parking lot somewhere waiting on a bourbon
Yeah.
drop in the morning. I don't know.
So we just need to confirm with Mark and Mike that we are on for next Friday. I'm not 100% what we're doing. Friday is a go. So next Friday is a go with Mark and Mike.
Mark, shake your head twice if you're drunk.
So Mark, are we a go for your house next Friday or are we doing it here? Doesn't matter. We are a go for next Friday.
Charles is wanting to see this.
I know. I have not had that yet.
So I'm just looking at your comment, Charles. Is there more than one bottle to this?
Scott household. So next Friday we will be live at Mark and Casey's house.
From the OU,
The
from the
OU.
OU setting.
Oh yeah,
OU, oh yeah.
setting. And we are very gracious that they are hosting us next Friday night at their house.
Yes, very much so. It'll be a great time. I'll have to get with them here in the next couple days to know for sure what it's a couple different lineups. Both are awesome.
Yep.
I think you guys are going to be like, that's really cool. So,
It is. It's the first of the 5 batch
okay,
series.
okay.
Great.
So there's more coming.
Perfect.
All right. As you saw, I haven't even opened that, Charles. I'm anxiously awaiting
We probably will open it tonight. To be honest, we're probably.
because
It's been
Shauna's
a week. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's been a day.
It's been a month. All right, we are wrapping it up because
Yes.
we want, if anybody wants to get over to SLB for that charity, please do so.
And Charles had put the link in the chat a little
yes.
bit ago, so if you guys are interested, back up to find that. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate each and every time you guys join us.
We do.
And until next time, be safe, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.